Yo, hey guys, it's Beast, back with some more beastly content. Today we are going to be doing a base tour. So, it's been a while since I actually did one of these, and the last one we actually did was in the old base. So here is the new base. This is a group base. I share it with my wife. We're actually starting out in the bedroom here. Here is the TV. I didn't actually do any summons for the TV. A friend of mine just has it. He's a Hive member, and he has the TV Memetic, and it turns out you can actually just place the TV down in anybody's territory as long as you have build permission. So I think you could technically like charge people a certain number of EO to place down a TV in their base, and I'm sure some people would pay it because I'm sure some people really want a TV in the game and don't want to have to spend money on it. So just so you know, the TV is like a really cool one because someone else could just charge you EL to get you a TV. It would be seasonal based, but you get yourselves a TV, guys, real easy. Pretty cool if you ask me. As you can see here though, this is my super refinery setup slash garage little area here. I don't actually use portable mixed fuel for much, so I sell it, and as you can see here, I'm only collecting 30 because we already collected today. When we're running our super refinery, which we don't actually run it that often, I usually let my barreled fuel stack up in the water pumps when I'm running my polluted acid farm so that I can get more acid, and then I'll run my refineries and shut down the acid pumps, but I'll leave the acid barrels brewing so they're always brewing up more acid. It's just kind of, you know, flipping the switches to give power to what you need. I do have 8 deviant generators on both sides of this base, so we have a total of 16 deviant generators and 1 electric eel. I do wish I had more electric eels, and I'm thinking next season I'm just going to transfer a bunch in I have in Eternal Land over. As you can see here though, this is the bartender table, and it's just like this weird little, like, I guess mini game in the game. You can brew up all sorts of different drinks, choose what you put in it. And I think it's redeemable in like the seasonal shop or something like that. As you can see here, signature beverage, and we drink it, and as you can see, like drinking in real life, it does absolutely nothing good for you at all, or really anything at all. So yeah, but anyway, here is our lounge area here. This is just where like you can come in and hang out and lounge around in here. It's kind of meant for like the hive. Hopefully we can get some more members in it. I'd like to see like a large number of people in the hive. That would actually be really nice, especially if they were all going out and farming some rubber for me and some electronic parts. Just saying. Also maybe making some steel plates, though I have found I can buy steel plates for like 5 EL per, so I have a lot of steel plates now. We will be looking at my storage setup in a little bit. As you can see though, we have a 9, it's either a 9 or 10, I think it's a 9 array paper doll set up here, and then we have those little 3 guys chilling there. Our little designer's workbench there on the side. We will get back to that in a bit. As you can see here, here's some more deviations that we actually use here. So I use a lot of artisan's hand. I have like 5 of these, and the reason why I do is because they drop these multi-tools and they give you the all-purpose hand, which will repair your gear instantly. You know, this isn't a guide about that, but yeah. So this is my little like food pantry area. I have the Rosetta tool crate here, and it just keeps any of the like non-perishable stuff that's like something I use a lot, like spring legs, you know, canned energy drinks, the spectral canned mushroom for, you know, catching creatures, you know, all the things that you might be needing on a quick grab, you know, the burn damage boosting item, all those, you know, throw some activators in there, throw some of the sanity gummies in there, and then down below here on the bottom shelf we just have our seasonings and such, like like salt, peppercorn, and things like that. Super duper handy there. And then right here, this is my deviated items chest, so just anything that turns deviated actually doesn't expire after that, so I just store it all in a chest right here, right beside my fridges. As you can see, we have some tomatoes and some honeysuckle and a couple other different things in our inventory to actually deposit in there, so let's go ahead and place those. The reason why we actually started in the room and why I think it's best to do that is because, one, I think I have the thermal tower upgrade, like if I rest I get like a better cold resistance just by resting in a bed for a little bit, so I usually like to rest in the bed for a little bit to actually get that cold resistance, so you have more cold resistance. It's helpful for like chaos weavers and such. I want to do like a full video on chaos weavers and fighting the extreme temperatures against actually facing these chaos weavers, because that's the main thing of chaos weavers aside from having the ammo and such. But once again, this is not a chaos weaver guide, so let's get back to the base tour. As you can see here though, we're just getting our deviated items put in there real quickly. As you can see, we have the 2 fridges on this side, then we have 2 fridges on the other side. I think I might build some more fridges, but honestly I don't want to use the materials it costs to build the fridges, so that's why we haven't done it. Actually, it turns out you can't put ice cubes back in the fridge once you make them, so yeah, make what you need with them, and then you can put the drinks itself back in the fridge, but you can't put the ice cubes because it won't affect the time at all. Didn't know that, and I haven't really worried about making like the drinkables for a while because I always usually use a StarDust energy drink, which is the drinkable. As you can see here, the first 4 deviated generators for this side of the base, the other 4 are on the outside balcony area. We will go ahead and take a quick look at the outside balcony area now. I think that's where we actually want to go now. And once again, we're doing the top floor, and then we're going to be going down to the bottom floor and touring it. Like I said, this is a pretty big base, so bear with the tour. It's just going to take a minute. Hopefully you enjoy the tour, though. As you can see here, we have a nice wide open area by our tower. Hopefully we can get some players to move here, build their bases, and we can have like player bases nearby where we can actually, you know, purify our tower, because I actually haven't done a purification of my tower in a very, very long time, because last time I did it was just a nightmare and ended up being a defeat, and I just didn't want to do it again. So as you can see here, though, we have another TV up here, and then we have ourselves a advanced supplies bench and an advanced gear bench up here as well, so that I'm right by this storage container. I have the other ones downstairs, but since they're on that other side of the base, I'm not actually able to access any of the materials I have stored in these chests. And as you can see here, this is my main storage hub. This is the main storage hub right here. This is my storage area. This is how I have it sorted, everything. I put like ores in one chest, I put all materials in the other chest, well, most materials. So there's some materials I'm stacking up a lot of, so I have an acid chest. I have a steel plates chest, which also technically is my charcoal chest. And then I have one that's like gravel and logs. And then I also have the electronic parts and the rubber and all other parts chest. And then there's the adhesive and the like scrap metals and all the other materials you're going to have thousands and thousands of. All of those can go in one chest. As you can see, I just keep them all there nice and neat and organized. You can actually rename the chest, and I think I'm going to soon actually go through and rename the chest so that they say what they are when you look at them. I think that's going to be a very, very nice touch. As you can see here, this is the garage area where we repair our stuff, so not much to look at there. Let's go ahead and get out of there. We are almost about ready to go down to the lower side of the base, the main side of the base. It's actually the original part of the base. This is all just like I finished the top floor today, so I figured I'd do a quick tour of it because I really like how the top floor turned out. I'm not completely happy with it. I want to change the deviation, like containment areas a little bit more. I'm not 100% happy with it currently because it looks a little clunky, and also it's like where the power generators are. Might try and make those look a little nicer too. That would be nice. And also, I'm wondering if like other players could place down like a glass wall for me, or a couple glass walls. I just need a couple glass walls, and I could delete any I didn't need. I'm gonna check into that. Maybe we can get some glass walls going on as well without actually purchasing the glass pack. That would be very, very cool. But as you can see here, let's go ahead and get down into the lower side of the base. Once again, I don't pay for anything except for the battle pass. I love the battle pass. I don't see why you wouldn't get the battle pass because it's just so nice to get. There's so much stuff on it. But besides that, I don't really pay for anything. I might do a summon eventually, depending on how videos keep doing, guys. But as you can see here, normally these are pictures and they have like what the switches run to showing. But for some reason today, they're not wanting to load. As you can see, the one in the middle is actually for the crop facilities. The one to the right is for my cooking area. And then the one to the left here is for the acid brewing barrels. Now, the acid brewing barrels are something I leave on pretty much all of the time. And as you can see here, we were growing some contaminated wheat because if you haven't seen my contaminated seeds comparison video, I recommend go check that out, link down below. But as you can see here, we are finally down to the lower half, and this is one of the newest additions. This is actually our breeding setup. This is where we are keeping a single bloodline sheep. So this is actually how you get golden wool, is getting a bloodline sheep. And then these guys need sage or honeysuckle. I do have a ton of honeysuckle seeds now. I have been feeding them and watering them. We just did a harvest of them. I think I'm at like 3 golden wool. So I'm thinking you actually want to get like territory animals, 6 out of 6. All being the sheep, just to get some golden wool real quickly, and then you can pick them up and just throw them in a storage container somewhere and place them back down when you need them again. That's really the interestingest part about breeding, is you can pick them back up and you can put them in a storage crate and they're gone. But as you can see here, I have a door to them. Usually when I'm doing like the feeding, I'll go into the first door and then I'll open the windows and just jump through them and close them as they go. I don't want them to leave their cells. I want them all to stay in their own separate cells. That way feeding's super easy. I just put the food they need in their own personalized trough. As you can see here though, we do have a TV here. Alrighty, and let's get back to the rest of the tour now. And as you can see here, this is the cooking area. We just had some all-weather stew brewing up there real quickly. We'll be throwing that in the fridge later. And then as you can see here, I have one of the crop growing facilities right there. We will take a look at those a little closer soon. Then we have a Digby array and the rest of our paper dolls. Like I said, I get about 350 rubber per day by harvesting these paper doll arrays. Now they are 2 out of 3 on like the enhancement things for like the mood boost, so I think I could be getting a little bit more rubber if one, I was to worry about what level my paper dolls were and was actually like go out and farm and sort them more, I could probably get a lot more rubber per day. I think I actually want to invest into doing that, but I need to like clear out a lot of the deviations I have, because I'm just like overflowing on deviations and I don't know what to do with them at the current point. That's my problem. Is it just, there's so many deviations I have I don't know what to do with. I'm thinking about just like getting rid of all the tart puddings because I don't use them anyway. This is one last thing of this side of the bottom floor area before we get onto the other side, is our 8 StarDust water pumps that we do have on this side. Like I said, I make storage batteries. The next video is actually going to be a 100k StarDust source being made. Our only current problem is rubber. For some reason, I don't know if people just, they're hoarding the rubber or it's for the towers or what, but we're only like at 12,000 rubber and we need like 36,000 rubber or something for it. We have the electric parts already. We have the acid. We have the steel plates, but we are short on the rubber. This is the only thing holding us up, and it's driving me crazy. I keep asking if anybody's selling rubber. I get a couple thousand a day, and then I get a couple thousand a day more from farming, but it's nowhere near at the speeds I'm wanting, because I want it to be like one day and I can make 100,000 source, and I'm just not getting that. But as you can see here, we do have a ton of the materials here for it. 7,000 rubber is still nothing to sneeze at, but it's not near enough. We need like 36,000 to make 100,000 StarDust source from the pumps, which is not hard once again, but for some reason, I don't know, people just stopped selling rubber. Some people said they were rebuilding their base. Electronic parts wise, I had like an overflow of it now, so like literally when I have to go farm the rubber now, I'm just getting so many electronic parts. We have like 18,000 electronic parts, and the only amount we actually needed was 14,000, but it does mean that when we do the million StarDust source from the pumps, will be a little bit easier. I'm saying that, but we might not actually do that one, because we may be done after the 100k, because I think I've proved the point of the pumps can create a lot of StarDust source, and you can get rich, and you could continue to do it provided that players are going out and farming the rubber. But if no one's doing farms and no one's selling rubber, then you don't got no rubber. Now, I do get some rubber, but I'm not thinking I'm going to be able to actually get enough rubber for a million StarDust source from these in one single setting. That just sounds absolutely insane. It would be really cool to do, though, and we will see. If I can get some more people in on it and get them all farming alongside of me, we may be able to get it done a little bit quicker, but we will see. As you can see, this is the switchboard setup, though, for this side. We have our water pump setup over there, which is picking up both polluted acid as well as the barreled mixed fuel. Once again, I picked that up just so that I can turn it into portable mixed fuel and sell it in my vending shop so that I can use that EL to purchase more rubber and electronic parts, which once again seems to be a shortage of people selling rubber. The other day I was just loaded in rubber. I was getting so much rubber, and now it's just like, oh, I only got 7,000 rubber today. Man, I got like 20,000 the other day in one day, and that was great. And now I have like too much. It's like either you don't have any EL to purchase the materials, or you have a ton of EL and nothing. No materials are out there to actually be purchased that you need. I will say I found a lot of steel plates recently and a lot of acid for really cheap. Some guy was selling acid for 20 EL a piece on the acid, saying the acid had no use, and I was like, man, I'm making storage batteries. I need all the acid I can get. Even though I already have my own passive acid and 1,200 a day login from the thermal tower, we're not actually going to look at like all the thermal towers I do have, upgrades wise, but I will tell you the ones that I do have that are key. So I have all the planting ones besides the deviated crop ones, because I'm just lazy to do that because it's the level 21 tower and it's like 36,000 Chaosium. I may do it soon. We're going to get it done soon, but it hasn't been on the top of my list of things to do because I haven't been really worried about that. I think I want to get it soon, though, so I can get a bunch of deviated cucumbers up so we can make a bunch of anti-gravity milkshakes, but we will see. As you can see here, though, this is my furnace smelting array right here. Looking pretty good. I just like to put a whole bunch of furnaces down and then tie them to a switch, that way I can kill them when I'm not using them, but I can activate them when I am using them. Usually they're always active because besides from, and maybe if I turn the furnace array off, I might actually be able to use the polluted pumps and the super refinery, but currently I have to either use the super refinery or the polluted setup. I just don't have enough power to run both of them at the same time. It just doesn't work out either. It doesn't work out at all. It's a lot more efficient just to use one at a time. It may take a couple days off from the polluted acid and be growing some contaminated seeds, and then once I finally have my polluted acid setup back up and going, and I let it go for a bit and get a few thousand polluted acid up, we might be able to get off of the polluted seeds soon. But I do believe this is about the end of the video. Go ahead and leave a like on it if you did enjoy it, and keep it beast mode.